Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new update video on the channel. Hope you guys are keeping well, and just a few little bits and pieces to keep you guys updated with as we head towards this weekend's game at home against Everton under the lights. Another massive game for Wolves as we push for Premier League survival. Some team news, some transfer rumours, but one little thing to start off with. Wolves have posted about a couple of times this week about the 150th year anniversary of the club. Now, it's not next season, it's the season after, so it'll be the 26-27 season, and Wolves are looking to make some special kits to be worn throughout the season, and I'm asking Wolves fans for consultation. Now, they have had different fan groups there. Unfortunately, Talking Wolves wasn't included in one of those. But to get feedback and talk about it and so on, you can have your say. I think it's on the Wolves app about what colour you want, and they've given you three options, like really old gold, sort of back in the 50s, another type of gold from like sort of the 80s, 90s, or the current, what they're calling like brighter gold, which we've got now. I think I opted for the old school style, but very quickly, I'll give my thoughts on this, because this is the Wolves kit history. I'm sure many of you are aware with this. I think, for me, I would go home kit. I think like the gold and black with the stripes would be so different. Something that we've not seen from Wolves before. So I'm talking sort of that sort of early period there, which would be really, really interesting. You look at the first ever kits of the club released were blue and white, and I just, because of the West Bromwich Albion connection, I just don't think you can go blue and white stripes. Maybe you go with one of the sort of more retro away kits from sort of the 80s and 90s with that shade of blue. I think that would look brilliant. And then I think a black or white third kit would be, would be the safest option. I think, again, you go to like the 77, 78 era there. Or you just look at when, the honours that Wolves have got. And you look at the trophies that the club have won. And look at those sort of famous eras, and I think that would be perfect for Wolves. Now, I would be under the impression that Sudo are going to be creating these kits. So I know a lot of people saying, as long as Sudo aren't creating them. I actually don't think they've put out a bad set of kits this year in terms of quality. The home kit, the detail in the home kit's fantastic. But unless Bosun sell up within the next 12 months or so, I certainly think Sudo will be creating these kits. So we'll have to wait and see. But very interesting. If you want to get involved in the consultation, check out the Wolves app, because there is a little piece on there that you can vote for the colour and give your thoughts as well. But let's quickly jump in to the rest of the news. Rodrigo Gomes could be a massive boost for Wolves this weekend. He's back in full training now, of course, with the suspension of Matheus Cunha. We need somebody to step up. We need some impact. We need a little bit of bite going forward, and we've really missed this young man, I think, over the last few weeks or so. I think even, the game against Bournemouth, for argument's sake, at the weekend, he would have been a massive boost for Wolves in that game. But he has said he's very hungry. He wants to be there at the Everton game and will do everything to help the team if he does play. But Rodrigo Gomes back in the squad. I'm sure Vitor Pereira will talk about that on the pre-match press conference, and I'll give my thoughts on the preview on Friday afternoon as well. Hasn't been yet, as I record, hasn't been formally announced by Wolves, but Jean-Ric Bellegarde has won the Player of the Month award for Wolves as well for February. Matheus Cunha did post this on his Instagram story before the official announcement, so it looks like Jean-Ric Bellegarde, who has had a very, very productive month, looks like a completely different player, has picked up the award. So fair play to him. A fantastic performance against Villa, and continued that really strong form throughout the rest of the month as well. And we'll jump now into a couple of transfer stories, and the big key one really is Nelson Semedo, current captain of Wolves, and the captain curse seems to be continuing. We had Cody, Neves, Kilman, Lamina, and it could be the fifth captain in a row set to leave the club. Benfica seem to be at the moment the most likely destination for Nelson Semedo's former club. And of course, Nelson is leaving, or set to leave, on a free transfer at the end of the season with his contract expiring. It's just thought that as of right now, the terms of his contract, Wolves can't get close to renewing on those existing terms. We've got obviously a successor in Pedro Lima, who I have no doubt eventually, when Wolves, fingers crossed it happens sooner rather than later, when Wolves get their Premier League survival, I'm sure we'll start to see a lot more of Pedro Lima. You've got Rodrigo Gomes, who I have no doubt is a player that we can play there as well long term. but he's the main target for Benfica. Bruno Lage, the former Wolves manager currently in charge at Benfica, was asked about it. And it's quite a strange response. It wasn't like he completely ruled this out. So I do think this is probably going to be happening. Nelson Semedo, who's been, a very decent servant, I think actually quite underrated by many football fans across the country, could be set to be leaving, and it will be, it will be a loss for the club if he does go on and move on. But the captain curse does strike again. Fabio Silva, who's out on loan at the moment at Las Palmas, had a very productive season in Spain. He scored 7 league goals and got 2 assists in 18 games so far. We mustn't forget he's only 22 years of age as well, Fabio Silva. And this loan move should be, the fact that he's doing so well should be music to Wolves fans' ears. Because it just shows that maybe we can add a little bit more onto that fee. Look, we're not going to get the £35 million that Wolves paid for him. But I certainly think you can be aiming maybe towards that £15 million mark. You add up some of the loan fees you've collected over the years. You're still going to be under that money, but you're not going to have it maybe as big as a loss than originally thought. So Fabio at the moment doing well. Atletico Madrid were linked with him in January. Sevilla are the latest club to be linked with him. Now, Sevilla haven't really spent big and don't really have the money to spend big. So I highly doubt Fabio will move on to Sevilla. But he's only got 12 months left on his contract this summer. So Wolves haven't got a lot of room to play with. They can't be going into next season with Fabio Silva still on the books unless he signs a new deal at the club, which I really don't think is going to happen. And I think even under Vitor Pereira, Fabio Silva would not welcome a return back to Wolves. So I think a move away for him now is extremely likely. And finally, Boubacar Traore as well. A lot of links away for him yesterday as well. It feels like this was an agent-led article. It comes from Africa Foot, who report on a lot of the African players. But a number of clubs, in particular Feyenoord over in the Eredivisie of the Netherlands, have apparently initiated contact either with Wolves or Boubacar's representatives over a move. But there's so many clubs across Europe. Borussia Mönchengladbach were a team that were heavily linked with him previously, thought to maybe still be in the mix. And a number of clubs across France and Germany all maybe taking a look at Boubacar. Really weird one with him because came to the club with a little bit of promise. I might be wrong. He's just never had a run in the team, has he? And I think fitness has obviously been a big issue with that. When Lopetegui first joined, I thought maybe he could break into the team because that was the sort of first season. Then had a fitness issue and just never really taken off as it Boubacar. So I think, me personally, I would probably loan him out in the summer, try and get him to stay injury-free next season with a, decent campaign, get his value up a little bit, and then maybe in 12 months' time, look at the option of maybe selling him on. I think selling him right now, I think you're getting a minimal fee for him. So, Boubacar, what to watch really. It'd be interesting to see between now and the end of the season if he does get a run in the team. Of course, he missed the crucial penalty for us in the FA Cup to knock us out, which was a little bit of a nuisance. But yeah, one to maybe watch going into the summer as well. But guys, just a little update for you. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know your thoughts on those 150th year kits. It'd be interesting to see if they change the badge as well. I think just the wolf head on its own would look brilliant. You've got the option of the Wolverhampton crest, the 3 leaping wolves. Be interesting to see what they come up with. Maybe a different badge on each kit would be interesting. But you would hope with this amount of time and preparation and fan consultation, they'll release 3 kits which are must buys. And I'm always here if they need help or consultation, and if they need me to spread the word to everyone. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they come up with anyway. As always, hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with the Everton preview on Friday afternoon. And fingers crossed it's 3 points to Wolves over the weekend. And I'll catch you on the next one.